Operation Safed Sagar, India's air warriors over Kargil. In 1999, India didn't just fight on the world's toughest peaks. It conquered the skies above them too. When the enemy hid on high ridges, the Indian Air Force hit back from the clouds. This is Operation Safed Sagar, the bold mission that turned the tide of the Kargil War from the sky. The need for air power. May 1999, when the enemy occupied high ridges along the line of control, Indian soldiers faced deadly fire from well-fortified enemy posts. The terrain was brutal, the heights were steep, and the enemy had the advantage. To tilt the battle in India's favour, the Indian Air Force was called in. This was the start of Operation Safed Sagar, the Air Force's largest air campaign in the mountains since 1971. May 26, 1999, Operation Safed Sagar begins. On 26 May 1999, the IAF launched its first airstrikes under Operation Safed Sagar. MiG-21s, MiG-27s and Mirage 2000s rode through narrow valleys, dropping bombs on enemy bunkers and supply lines perched on sheer cliffs. Flying at such high altitudes was a challenge by itself. The air was thin, helicopters struggled for lift, and enemy surface-to-air missiles were a constant threat. Mirage 2000, the game changer. The turning point came when India's Mirage 2000 fighters were pressed into action. These advanced jets carried laser-guided bombs that could destroy enemy posts with pinpoint accuracy. For the first time in Indian history, these precision bombs were used in high-altitude warfare, changing the course of the battle in India's favour. Braving enemy fire. Flying these missions was risky. Pilots flew low through valleys to avoid radar, often within range of enemy shoulder-fired missiles. The risk was high, but the resolve was stronger. Sortie after sortie, India's pilots hammered enemy positions, making it impossible for intruders to hold their ground. Turning the tide. By June 1999, repeated airstrikes had cut off enemy supply routes and shattered their fortified bunkers. This gave Indian soldiers the edge they needed to climb up, fight back, and reclaim every inch of the rugged heights. Operation Safed Sagar and the Indian Army's ground assaults together turned the tide of the Kargil War. Legacy of Operation Safed Sagar. Over 500 air sorties were flown during Operation Safed Sagar, many at night, many in treacherous weather. It proved that India's Air Force could dominate even the toughest mountain battlefields. The courage, skill and precision of the IAF in 1999 will always remain a shining chapter in India's military history.